What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
At NBS, we believe in banking for life. For over 160 years, we've been a trusted banking provider for generations of locals like you. We know our clients personally and build long-term relationships with them, offering flexibility by giving our staff freedom to make quick decisions to put them first. Experience banking for life with NBS.
Welcome to Bays Joinery Football Focus, your prime source for all things football on the top of the South. I'm Chris Butler, and alongside me this week is my co-host Neil Connell. Thanks for standing in, mate.
It's a pleasure to be here. Skippy's off on these journeys with Samoa. So
yes,
he left on Monday, and Dante and Tane left this morning to go and catch up. So they're up in Auckland at the moment. They've got a week's camp, and then they fly to Fiji for the start of the tournament. So exciting stuff.
So they're not going to be playing in one venue, are they? They're going to be going to the various countries that they're going to be playing in?
Yeah, well, it actually got changed. I think initially it was all meant to be in one area. I think maybe in Vanuatu or something. But they changed a couple of venues for whatever reasons. So yeah, all Samoa's games are in Fiji now. So they've got Fiji in the group, Papua New Guinea and Tahiti. So
wow,
quite a tough group. And if they finish top or second, then they'll go through. And if they finish second, they'll probably play the All Whites, who'll probably top the other group along with the Solomon Islands. So, so a lot to play for out there.
Times, yeah. He's got a lot on his plate ahead.
Yeah,
left you to hold the ship.
Yeah, busy man. Skips on his holidays, but that's all right.
Yeah, sunning on the beaches. Today, we're thrilled to have two very special guests with us. Jasmine Barney and Shannon Delany. And earlier I asked who was who, and they both said, I'm Shannon. So really, come on, who's Shannon?
Oh, I'm Shannon. Yeah.
Definitely Shannon.
Yeah.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Shannon over here, and then Jasmine. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here. The part of the Southern League women's team, and Giza knows you're on. Is that right? Or
yes.
So it's not going to be a surprise.
Yeah, no.
Giza's well excited,
and it's good that he's not here because we can say anything about him now.
Yeah,
we can get the inside dirt on the coat. Big shout out to our naming rights sponsor, Bays Joinery, led by George Molnar and their fantastic team for all your joinery needs. Thanks also to our venue sponsor right here, stand of the team at the Turf Hotel. Today's episode, we're going to be talking senior men and women's local premiership. We've also got the Southern League, both men and women, and we've got the inside story here for the Southern League women's team, and also the latest on New Zealand football and some overseas news. But first of all, girls, Shannon, I got that right? Tell us where you're from, what's your background, and tell us a little bit about your early playing days.
So I was actually born in Nelson, and I started football when I was 7. I started at Richmond Football Club,
right,
which was good.
Now, hang on, Shannon Delany.
Yep.
So that's very synonymous with the Richmond football history. So who are you related to? You related to any of the Delanys or not?
No, well, I'm related to Scott Davis. Do you know him?
Yes, I know Scott Davis.
Yeah, he's my uncle. So
I see.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But you're not too sure about the connection with the Delanys there.
No.
The Delany name goes a long way back in Richmond football, so I just wondered if there was a connection. But Scott Davis especially, big history with Richmond.
Yeah.
He used to play with him at Richmond, great guy and great club man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he loves it.
Good stuff. Okay, so started at Richmond.
Yep, and then later on we went to the Nelson rep team where Dermot coached us, and like me and Jasmine were in the same team together, and we stayed as a team for about 4 years, something like that. And we went under the Tasman United Academy girls team, which was good. We played in the boys division.
Oh, right. Oh,
really
wow.
Good for our football, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that for a bit, and then around about when I was year 11, halfway through, I got a scholarship to St Andrews College in Christchurch. So I moved down there, and then I think it was about a couple months, 3 months after that, I actually tore my ACL. So and everything else in my knee as well.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so after that, they said I could stay at the school and keep playing in Christchurch, but I was like, oh, I'd probably just rather to come home and have my family and everyone around supporting me, which was really good. Yeah, so I came back home and then just stayed here, just did my rehab gym and everything for a year. Then I went back to Christchurch, back to St Andrews for my last year in high school and played for Coastal Spirit. And yeah. And
Didn't
then
meet Skippy down there, did you?
no. No. So that was last year.
Oh, okay,
Coastal
only
Spirit.
last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm only a year out of school now. Same
Right.
with Jazz, so
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Okay. And then decided to come home, is that right?
Yeah. So after last year, came back home because after this year, well, I'm leaving in July.
Right.
Yes, I'm leaving in July to go to America. So I decided to come back home, hang out with my family for a bit.
Oh,
just
wow.
be with them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So little birdie tells me that might be a scholarship. So we'll come back to that and we'll go on to you, Jasmine. So tell us about your background.
Awesome. Well, I was born in Australia, not Nelson, so I'm actually an Australian.
Yes.
But yeah, I moved here when I was 2, and I've been playing football since I was 4. So very young age I started. Yeah, and I started just at Nelson Suburbs actually, doing first kicks and all that. I remember all those memories somehow. Yeah, and then as Shannon said, I went into the 12th grade reps team with her. It was the first year Nelson ever won that tournament as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why we stayed together as a group, because yeah, it was good squad, good group of girls, and in contact with a lot of them now, which is really, really good.
Great.
Yeah, and then tour, like Shan said, and I moved to FC Nelson for a couple years. Yeah, and after that, I think last year joined Nelson Suburbs again, which was really good.
But that was with the goal of getting into the Southern League women's side, is that right?
Yeah, it was good development being at Nelson Suburbs because they also had the opportunity for boys trainings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was part of that for throughout the year as well. Yeah, and then obviously there was the National Youth League last year, end of last year, that I was a part of, and so was Shannon.
Oh, yes, that's right. So was it under 17s, was it? Or
under 18s?
Under 18s.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that was Giza. Didn't Giza have a hand in trying to put that together? Is that right? Or
I think it's more of a Christchurch based thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. So a few of us girls from Nelson were part of that team.
And you played with the likes of against who?
Just teams from across New Zealand. So we had Wellington, Central, Auckland teams, one in Dunedin. Yeah, so just all across the country.
Gee, so good standard and quite a challenge.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us. So this year with the Southern League, would this be your first year, or how many years have you been with the Southern League?
This is my second year.
Second year?
League
Yep.
at Nelson Suburbs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was with Coastal
Last year, right?
and then Nelson this year.
Yeah, right. Okay, so tell us about that experience and playing in the Southern League. How are you enjoying it?
I personally love it. Such a good competition, yeah. And you get to meet a lot of cool people on the way as well, whilst you're like versing those teams. Yeah, obviously some games are a lot more challenging than others, but overall I think it's an incredible experience. Get lots of good opportunities from it, and just pretty fun in general. Traveling every weekend or every second weekend. It's good fun.
Not a bad lifestyle. Tell us about your experience. So you've already had a crack with Coastal. So tell us about that change.
So I was with Coastal. I was like one of the youngest in the team, which was actually quite a difference from coming to Nelson, where I'm like one of the older people on the team. So it was a really good experience being like one of the younger players, like pushing myself to try and work like well with the older players, the more experienced players, which was really good. I did enjoy that in trainings. And then coming over to Nelson, it's been really good being more involved like with more game time and all of that as well. And it's really good with the younger players in the Nelson squad as well, because they will like they're the future of the club, really, aren't they? Like it's good to train alongside them.
And an opportunity to play for your hometown, I guess, isn't it?
So, it's been good.
Which is a good buzz, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. All right, so tell us about expectations for the season. So you've done well. Because what was it? Last year or second to last year?
For
the Southern League, which
Yeah.
played last year. Where did the team end up last year? Do you remember?
It was either last or second to
Second to last?
second to last, yeah. So
third. Made it to third on the table in the qualifying round. So that's an amazing feat. We're going to talk about the game from this weekend. But tell us about expectations moving forward. You now go into the actual Southern League. So what do you think?
Well, I definitely think that we're going to step up from last year, because last year we did lose basically all games except our last one against Otago University. So I'm expecting this year to have a few more wins and closer games with the top teams. I know that Cash Check will be a little bit of a push to get close with tying with them, but the other teams I'm sure will have a lot better opportunity to beat them or draw with them, which would be really cool.
Fantastic.
So, love to see that.
And you've had a taste of it also with Coastal. So with the team that you're in now, what are your thoughts on the rest of the season?
I think we can actually do really well. I think we just need to stay focused in trainings and keep pushing hard, because we did draw against Coastal in the qualifying match. So I wasn't really expecting that, but it was really good to do that. So it's been really fun.
Okay, all right. High expectations, Neil. That's good.
The girls have done fantastic. I watched them last week and against Selwyn, and they were, the scoreline blew out a little bit, but the football they played at times was really good to watch. So they should be very proud of themselves. I think that extra year's experience as well going into Southern League will help them. Obviously you got the top two, Coastal and Cash Tech will be strong, but the girls, the way they play football and the determination and the amount of effort and they put in at trainings and things like that. Jasmine and Shannon train with my boys academy group as well once a week. So and they're not out of place in there either. So I'm sure they'll do very well in Southern League.
Fantastic. Big year coming up. So first of all, Shannon, tell us about what you're going to be doing.
So I got a scholarship to a Division I university, Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi.
Wow.
So I'm going over there, leaving in July. We're actually going on a trip around Europe first, which is really exciting.
So where are you meeting? Do you have to go to Texas first? Oh, your family?
My family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and my family were just going around Europe and then ending in Corpus Christi, where they're dropping you off, saying see you later.
Jeez.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing there for 4 years. I'm going to be studying biomed, which will be good.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my plan for this year.
What's that process? You just apply to the university? Is it in the US? How does that work?
So I actually signed with Platform Sports, which is like a recruiting agency. I think Jasmine did the same. And they kind of work with you. You send them in clips and they make a highlight video, and that highlight video gets sent out to different universities, colleges around the States. And then if they're interested in you, they reach out to you personally and say hey, I'm interested. Do you want to get on a Zoom call and we can talk about money and, offers and all of that. And then, so I got on a call with one of the head coaches and they offered a good scholarship, which I was quite happy with.
Yes.
So then I signed with them.
And do you know much about the division they'll be playing in? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's the Southland Conference. It's NCAA Div 1, which is good. I think quite a lot of the teams are quite even in the conference. So, it'll be quite close games throughout the season, I think. Yeah.
Wow, how exciting.
It's great. A great story from Shannon, though. I mean, young, going through a really bad injury, 12 months out, get back into football, get training hard, do your proper rehab, and that's the benefits and the outcomes of it. You can finally get a scholarship and you get an education, and she'll kick on and do fabulous out there. It was
definitely hard, but got through.
Oh, fantastic. Good stuff. And what about you, Jasmine? What do you got planned in the off season?
Pretty similar to Shan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, off to America end of July.
Wow.
And I'm going to a junior college, so it's first and second year only, and then hopefully transfer out to a university over in the States.
Right.
But I'm originally going to Oklahoma, a small school. It's 3,000 students, called Seminole State College.
Still quite big, isn't
it? It's pretty big for a Nelson school at least.
Yes.
But junior college, I think, gives the opportunity to play more throughout your freshman and sophomore year, so your first 2 years.
Yes.
And yeah, that's what I'm wanting to do, just play football,
Yeah.
get to meet different people and different experience, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also going to be studying biology over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so hopefully all goes well. But yeah, so just 2 years there, maybe find another school, maybe go Europe or Australia, see what happens with football, I guess.
Jeez, all ahead of them, isn't
Great,
it?
isn't it?
There seems to be a biology theme here, isn't there?
Love science.
You love science.
Science is a good.
Yeah.
We should have
No,
paid more attention
no.
at school, Neil.
Not a science person.
And we really didn't have highlight reels in our day, didn't we, that we can send off?
Nah, not really.
The
Not
old
really.
VCR wasn't quick enough.
It was the old somebody standing watching you at the side of a pitch and tap you on the shoulder and
If
come
you're
down.
lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah, if you're lucky one. But
And also, we would have to create some highlights. You know, that's the other thing.
yeah, but the thing is, the girls will go away and they'll do well. But hopefully,
Yeah.
always come back and
Yeah.
help and play for Suburbs when they come back. We've got
Yeah.
1 or 2 boys back now playing for the Southern League team.
So the seasons might line up to be able to do that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think on their summer break in America is our winter, like halfway through the season, yeah. So we'll get a good month and a half, I reckon, of
Great.
playing for Nelson.
Fantastic.
When we're back, yeah. That'd be
Oh,
quite good.
fantastic. Well, look, we wish you all the best of luck.
Thank
But
you.
that's not the last from you, because we're going to be going through what's been happening in local football, the senior football update, brought to you by Sheehan Financial, Kiwi Saver Insurance and Financial Planning. Shout out to Mark and the team, the Nelson Senior Women's First Division, and the results from the Knockout Cup last weekend. And geez, Nelson Suburbs Reserves did the job, didn't they? 9-0 against the Golden Bay Shield Maidens. That was down at Saxton, in actual fact. Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds are going down 9-0 to the Richmond Foxes, so they're still leading the charge there. And Spring Fern Tahuna, bit of a surprise here, 2-1.
Yeah.
Mapua beating them, especially with the form that Tahuna's been in. So that was the Knockout Cup, and we'll see what happens in the next round. But the draw coming up this weekend, and we'll go around the table. Golden Bay Shield Maidens taking on Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds. That is at Takarek, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, somebody will come away for win there because both teams have struggled. But fair play to both teams. They've stuck by it all season and never gave up. And yeah, that should be a good game to watch, and the girls will enjoy that. To pick a winner, both lost 9-0 last week. So
Yes,
I'll probably
right.
I'll go for the home team, I think.
The Shield Maidens will
Go
do
for
it
the
at
Shield.
home.
Yeah.
Mapua Cougars taking on Nelson Suburbs Women's, and you'll have to put your neutral Richmond hat on this one. So Mapua Cougars at the Mapua Domain. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, I think I've just still got to back the girls, you know. Yeah, I think Nelson Suburbs should hopefully come through with a win on that one.
Right, they're travelling all right at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Nelson Suburbs Swans, oh, here we go, against Motueka Angels. So the Angels had a win recently.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good game, I reckon. I'm upping Nelson Suburbs though. I reckon they've got a good chance of coming through with a win. I'm hoping so at least. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and yeah, hope for the best for both teams.
Be a good game, this one, because Sprig and Fern Tahuna actually have been travelling pretty well this season, but they do take on the might of the Foxes at Jubilee Park, Neil.
Yeah, the Foxes are strong, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, there will be another good game, but I can't see past the Foxes in the win there.
Yeah. Foxes leading the way at the top of the table, followed by the reserves. They're not too far behind, not much in it. And actually the Swans not too far behind as well.
No,
So
it's close.
doing well there. And I put Sprig and Fern Tahuna in there because they're only 1 point behind the Swans. So it's
close.
becoming a very close race. Nelson Pine Senior Men's First Division results, the Price Charity Cup, and FC Karini do it against Sprig and Fern Tahuna at Tahuna Nui. We thought we might be a bit of an upset there, but the Karini showing their class. Tahuna due for a win. They've been so close so many times. Motueka lost 7-0 against Rangers. Long trip for Rangers, but just showing their class there. And check this one out. Big surprise, Neil. I don't know if you caught the game, but Golden Bay Mountain Goats beating reserves 3-2.
Yeah, I did catch the second half. I was out watching the boys play out in Wakefield, and I got back for the second half of the game. Brock Cotton getting another couple of goals, but Jay Anderson scored an absolute worldie at the end, volley. So fair play to Golden Bay. They play some good football. and they'll be tough. They'll be tough to beat.
Well, they did push FC Nelson in a recent round. So, but after reserves doing it comprehensively against them over the hill, to bounce back and win 3-2.
Slightly different team. Slightly different team.
Right.
We had one or two boys resting down from the and come back from injury from the SPL squad, so it made a little bit different. Sam Ayres, the veteran, was missing from the back as well. Always helps. But Golden Bay played really well, and probably deserved it in the end.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, the draw for this weekend, it's back to the normal rounds, and Neil, Nelson Suburbs Reserves, they take on Rangers. Boy, this is going to be a big game, and also quite important with the league table. This is a bit of a decider because reserves actually do have a game in hand.
Yeah, game in hand. But if they want to have any chance, they'll have to win that at home. They should have a strong side out, but Rangers are always strong. Travel over the hill. One of my old teams over there.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the boys will be up for it. They know what's at stake. Brock Cotton, as I said, scoring, I don't know how many goals he scored this season. He's just banging them in for fun in that local league.
Yeah, right.
So, hopefully Suburbs home win.
Sprig and Fern Tahuna take on FC Nelson, another big game. This is at Tahuna. Sprig and Fern Tahuna actually been quite close in recent games. They're due for a win, but FC Nelson seem to be travelling quite well their season so far. So what are your thoughts?
I think it'll be a good game. However, I think with the FC Nelson first 11 coming away with the win over Suburbs, unfortunately.
We weren't going to bring that up yet. We were going to say that.
But I think they'll be real hype after that win. So I think they could carry on with that.
Carry on with that?
Yeah.
All right. So calling FC there. Motueka first 11 taking on the Golden Bay Mountain Goats. So this will be a close match, though. Although Golden Bay have been travelling quite well. Skippy calls this a derby. He's still calling that.
Did we get any feedback from that?
Well, not really. I mean, Phil, who's from Golden Bay, was very diplomatic about it all. And I haven't heard from Motueka. There's a big hill in the way. You can't say that they're in the same district.
No.
But Skippy's still adamant it's a derby. But we need feedback on that. So, what do we reckon on that one?
Gosh,
Jasmine?
Don't know much about the two teams, but seeing that they aren't, I'm on the updated standings.
Yeah,
could be close between the two, but I have a feeling Golden Bay Mountain Goats have a pretty decent chance.
They've had a couple of good results recently, haven't they? Although Motueka are at home, so going to be very interesting. Neil, FC Karini, they're very competitive this year.
Yeah.
Richmond, Smith and Sons young side, they've been forever improving as well.
Yeah, they have been.
But it is at Victory Square, so Karini's home ground.
Yeah. Well, it'll be Karini. They're a good side, good footballers, really quick, quite technical, and they just play football nearly every night of the week. So, I'll be thinking it'll be a Karini win.
Okay. The standings as they are at the moment is Rangers sitting on top. They are on 16, but both FC Nelson, Nelson Suburbs have a game in hand. FC Nelson on 15, the reserves on 13. So very, very close, the league this year. Not too far behind Karini, but there is a bit of a gap starting to appear. Let's go on to, if I can get my Southern League women. Here we go. We'll get the inside scoop and results from last weekend. Well, it was the Kate Shepherd Cup. And tell us about that, girls, because unfortunately a no-show.
Yeah, second time in a row.
Yeah.
It was first meant to be FC Nelson, and then they defaulted.
Yeah.
And then Nomads United from Christchurch, defaulted as well.
Bit of an easy run for us so far.
Yeah, that's right. Because also the big game in your Southern League qualifying round, Selwyn didn't show up either, did they? So you've had all this build up, and all of a sudden, you aren't able to play against Selwyn. Then you've got the Kate Shepherd Cup Challenge, and they don't show up. So then you still got this game on Monday. So what was the mindset? What were you saying to each other?
We were just wanting to play. Honestly, so eager to play. After 2 cancellations, we were hoping that the Selwyn game on Monday was going to go ahead. I think a lot of us were a little bit antsy, I guess you could say, a little bit, skittish of not being able to play. But getting out on that field on Monday was great. Such a great feeling.
I think we were really ready to bring it, because we just hadn't had a game in so long. We're just so eager to get back on the field. So yeah.
Well,
You could definitely tell. Watched it again. Yeah.
8-0 against Selwyn on Monday. So how was the crowd down there? A good turnout?
It's a good turnout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Lots of people showed up, which was quite nice to see.
So big score. I knew that probably you might have Selwyn's measure, but what clicked? What happened there?
I don't know. I think that we were just playing, like we decided to try and play to feet a lot because we knew that Selwyn were going to try and play like a block because that's what they'd been doing in previous games. So we were like just trying to play through feet, play through the block. Yeah, I think we did that quite well. So I think that was the determining factor.
And then who scored all the goals?
I actually got a goal.
Oh, did you?
Fullback got a goal, yeah. Yeah. And I know Jill, our striker, got 2 in the first half, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Laura
pretty-
Tuddy got one.
Yeah. Abby
Um,
A
Platt.
few goals all round, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Abby
it was
got a banger.
Bit of a mix.
Giselle
Yeah.
got one too. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Spreading it around.
Yeah, it's nice when it all comes together, eh?
Yeah.
And you're able to do that. So congratulations, because you officially made it into the top 3, which means you qualify the Southern League. So
No
what
more
a great
driving.
result.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. It means we don't have to do the playoff match. I think the playoff match maybe this weekend.
Yeah.
Timaru. So again, the girls won't have a game for another couple of weeks, I don't think. Our next game might be Cape Shepherd. Yeah, so it's tough trip away to Kashmir Technical again. So they'll have the work cut out there. But
Yeah, let's
they'll
talk
be
about that. So the standings are in the qualifying round: Kashmir Tech on top, Coastal second, and then Suburbs third. And actually, not too much difference in the score or the points table between Coastal and Nelson Suburbs. There's only 1 point in it. So
we needed the win against NW, unfortunately, but we
Yes.
lost that home game, which was a bit of a downer.
yeah,
But
but
still good, still qualified.
and a bit of a gap starting to appear with Kashmir Tech. They
Yeah.
certainly have a squad there that they must have one eye on that National League. And then I was trying to look for the draw, but you tell me that doesn't start for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And actually the next game is going to be versus Kashmir Tech in the Cape Shepherd Cup.
Yeah, big game coming up. Feel like last game we played against Cash Tech, we were a bit tired. It was a bit of a long start to the day with a early morning 5:30 wake up, 5 o'clock wake up for some, and got on the plane and they told us 20 minutes later that there was a technical fault. So delayed for an hour and we were all just a little bit over it at that point. But yeah, once we got down to Christchurch and played Cash Tech, it was a tough game, definitely tough. We had it pretty well in the first 20 minutes, but I think after that we
just went a bit downhill.
fell apart a little bit. So I think this time we'll be more ready, know what to expect and all that.
Because Geezer had an expectation. It was a big expectation. He felt quite confident that you could do the job. So it just, with the class that they are, but where you are on the table, there's obviously an expectation in the squad or a confidence there that you could do the job.
Yeah, definitely. I think if we, like, as I was saying before, stay focused in trainings, keep determined, we should be all right. Just need to have the right mindset, I think, going into it. So.
But as yet, we don't know home or away, do we?
No.
Not yet.
No, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be coming out. All right, well done and good luck. And Southern League men and oh no, I can't avoid it anymore. Chatham Cup.
But we'll
FC
play.
Nelson 2, Nelson Suburbs 1. It's not the first time, Neil.
no.
It has happened, I think, I can't remember when, but Tim Skinner was saying FC Nelson United at one point managed to put a squad together. There is the advantage that in the clubs they can pull a few players together, and it has to be mentioned that FC did bring in people like Labu Pan and those kind of guys, but there would have been an expectation that Suburbs would come away with the win. So tell us about the game. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, well done to FC Nelson.
Yeah.
Labu Pan, quality footballer, scores 2. So, but taking no credit away from them, they came out and they were the better team on the day, deserved the win. Came out with the right mindset, good attitude, worked hard for each other, did the basics well, and we didn't do that. And no matter who you play, if you don't do the basics and don't have the right attitude and mindset, then you're going to struggle, aren't you? So, but as I said after the game, full credit to them. They deserved everything from it, and we deserve very little from it. So that's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's that thing where when you're playing better sides, you rise to the occasion.
Yep.
And sometimes it's quite common for a side, if you're top of the table, to lose to the bottom of the table, because the mind expectation is we should be doing this.
Yeah.
But when you got a team that rises to that occasion, it's there's nothing to lose, is there?
Nothing to lose, and we've got everything to lose because you're expected to win.
Yeah,
I said that before, but they were excellent on the day. Everyone played well, and some of our players didn't play to what they can do, and that's what happens. You lose games of football, and it's cup competition, so that's you out. So.
Yeah, and look, we know in the history of the FA Cup,
it happens.
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it?
Happens.
And probably not a bad thing to happen, or as a bit of a reality check in the Chatham Cup, because now you've got a job to do on the season to try and get into that third spot.
Yeah. Well, we're still fourth in the Southern League.
Yes,
and it's still all to play for.
Yeah.
Just coming up to the final game of this round. So we trained last night. Got the boys together. Had a good chat about the game, and the boys are in good spirits. So pick them up again, and we go forward, and we get ready for Dunedin at home at the weekend.
That's right. Got to say that it turned out that FC Nelson get a home game against Ferrymead Bays.
Ferrymead Bays, yeah.
So first of all, they're now big debate on social media about where they're going to play this game.
I'd say them on Guppy if I were them.
It's either Guppy or the other one is Victory Square on the small pitch. But obviously other people talking about T Park. And,
make a day of it.
Yeah, that's right, and get the football public. But considering what they were able to achieve against Nelson Suburbs, Ferrymead Bays isn't a bad draw, isn't it? But you've played Ferrymead Bays, you know that team. Tell us, what do you think about FC Nelson's chances?
Yeah, they got a chance. Absolutely. We played them a couple of weeks ago, beat them 4-2 at Saxton's. They're a good side. They got some good experienced players in there. But FC Nelson Cup one-off game, turn up and put the same effort application in that they did against us, and they could quite easily get a result.
Yeah, right. Well, best of luck. It's caused a lot of excitement in the FC.
Like we'll be supporting them. Good luck to them, and they deserve all they get from that game. And as I said,
they had a bit of a launch of their honours board at Two Thumbs, and also finally got a trophy cabinet up there. So they're creating a little bit of a club rooms that they haven't really got, considering they're quite a large local club.
Yeah.
But so then to go on to do that, they're pretty chuffed with themselves. So
so they should be.
Yeah.
Deserve it as well. Well done to them.
Yeah, good stuff. And it moves on because you are taking on Dunedin City Royals. That is on the 8th at Saxon. So great that you're getting another crack at home. So tell us about Dunedin City Royals.
Yeah, they're a good side as well. I mean, any team in the league, if you don't turn up and perform well, you won't win a game. So we'll have to be on it. We'll have to be better than we were last week, that's for sure. But full squad to pick from, apart from, as I said, Dante and Tane gone away to Samoa. But gives one or two others an opportunity to come in. So boys are training well last night, and we'll have another session Thursday and work on a few bits and pieces that we've looked at Dunedin, where we can maybe exploit one or two things. And we know we need a win. It's a must win for us. And then we have 2011 a bye now because we're out at Chatham Cup, and then we have 2011 at home as well after that. So
yeah, right. Okay,
6 points. We're looking at that, and that will get us right back in it.
So that's Saturday, is it? 12?
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
12
Saturday.
o'clock kick-off. Yeah, right.
And then the boys are on, our reserves are on afterwards.
Oh, fantastic. So good day down at Suburbs. Make sure you get down there and support the boys against Dunedin City. The other draw coming up. All right, girls, your comprehensive knowledge of the Men's Southern League.
Yeah.
We're going to get you to pick it. Nomads versus Ferrymead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Nomads, I think, on that one.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really have much knowledge about the teams, but
that's going to be a cracking game.
Yeah,
that's a good team.
Because Nomads have come into a bit of form, haven't they?
Well, they beat us down there 2-0. They're a good passing football team and a good very young side. Matt, coach, has got them playing some really good stuff. So cracking fixtures all round. Nomads Bays, and then Tech and Christchurch United as well. So lots to play for this weekend, with teams playing each other in similar positions in the league. So something's got to give. So it's a great opportunity for us.
So you're picking Nomads?
Yeah, I'm going Nomads.
At home?
Yeah.
Kashmir Technical against Christchurch United. Geez, that's a big game.
I know. Excited to see how this one turns out, actually.
Cash Tech at home, Garrick Memorial Park.
Yeah, I feel like Kashik have really built a good foundation this year with their football, men and women both. However, Christchurch United is also a very strong side. I think they're second on the table. Yeah, so that'll be an interesting game. Don't want to say draw, but
No one's called a draw yet.
but
Pick
you know,
one. Pick one.
Pick one. No, you can call a draw. If one call a draw, call a draw.
I want to say cash check though.
Dear, right.
Yeah,
Well, remember,
Actually, a draw would be
Gabs.
all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, draw would be great. Yeah, draw would be great.
Draw
Draw
would
in
be
both games.
Although we really need who's in third at the moment. Coastal.
Coastal, yeah.
yeah.
We need them to
But
go
the
down.
top man's away. Garbin's gone overseas to get married, and one or two others.
Right. Did hear about
So
the coach will be going spare.
Dan will be pulling his hair out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, geez, your knowledge is pretty good, actually. They're saying we don't know anything. Well, yes, you do. Selwyn United against FC 20 at home.
Yes, Selwyn for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So FC still struggling a bit.
Still struggling, but to be fair, I think the last time I was on podcast, we spoke about it, and they've got better throughout the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
And they certainly have done. So, I mean, we beat them quite comfortably in the first game, 9-0, and then since the second or third game, it's been very close, 3-1s and things like that. So, yeah, I think Selwyn will need to win that. To be honest, that's because they're both down there, aren't they? So,
Yeah,
they need to win that one.
You can't pick the next one.
No.
She was
I was
going
going to say, I'm going to pick my old
She's going
club.
to pick Coastal. She's going to pick Coastal.
Yep.
What do you think?
This will be interesting. I know also Universities is a pretty strong side as well. I've watched them play a couple of times last year. Coastal Spirit, I haven't really seen them play, but I want to back UC, University of Canterbury, see how that goes. Yeah. Sorry, Shane. It's all right.
Well, there will actually, and
I'll
that'll be a
take
great
nothing
result
away.
for Suburbs.
Good.
If UC tip up Coastal, that'd be fantastic.
Be interesting. Yeah.
Be good for Suburbs. The standings at the moment, Kashmir Tech on top, not far behind. It's very close with Canterbury United in second, then followed by Coastal. And Nelson Suburbs need to just keep their winning ways, and then hopefully a couple of tip-ups in the competition. New Zealand football news, and New Zealand going down to Japan. What are they, world number 2? I think,
they're up
maybe.
There. Good side.
I mean, it's great to get that experience at that level.
Yeah.
Going down 2-0 and 4-1. So did you girls happen to catch the game at all?
Watched a few highlights and all that. Yeah. But not the full game. Pretty sure I think one of the games was at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of prioritize sleep on that one. But definitely strong side Japan. I remember watching them last year in the World Cup that was here in New Zealand. So that was really cool. And I think they did well to play against them and not lose heavily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the highlight of all that was
Millie Clegg's banger.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Goal, wasn't it?
So,
good.
So
Yeah.
good.
have you come across Millie Clegg?
Yeah.
Or football?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
tell us a
New
bit about
Zealand.
her.
So me and Jess both went to New Zealand camps together with Millie.
Oh, yeah.
She's a really lovely person.
Where is she from?
Auckland.
Auckland.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's from Auckland. So
And
yeah.
how old is she?
18.
18,
Wow.
yeah.
19
How's
in
that?
November. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way that she took them on, she went and got the ball and then come inside and dribbled. I think maybe the Japanese defender got a touch on it, but she carried on, bang, smacked it
Yeah.
away.
Up in that one.
She's
Yeah.
got a lot of confidence, which I think is really, really good to have as like a striker.
Yeah.
And we kind of need that in the Ferns, don't we? We've
Definitely.
we've got an experienced striker, but just to have someone with a bit of speed and class and willing to take them on and certainly finish like that, be great for our future. So
Absolutely.
And again, playing again, you got to play against the best teams to get better. Haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
good results. So, don't look too disappointed with 2-0 result against Japan. I wouldn't have thought.
no, yeah, that's right. Yep, and I think by the sounds of it, they did quite a few changes for the second game.
Yeah.
So if you're not playing consistently the same squad, that's really for experience. So
Yeah.
they won't be totally disheartened about that. Apart from the fact that I don't think the coach is back. That's still under investigation. Is that right? An employment
Yeah,
issue?
I'm not too sure what the background is, but there's
No.
employment issues going on there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so that's
who coached the team for that? Do you know?
Michael Main.
Oh, it was Michael, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
maybe.
So he's
Yeah. Mainly.
a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, so he's an experienced coach as well, and he's been with the girls quite a lot the last couple of years, I think, Michael. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so it still hasn't really come out what's going on with the head coach. So that would be unsettling for the squad as well, wanting to know what's going on. So they've done well to get over all of that. News headlines from BBC Sport. First of all, do you follow the Premiership?
Not really.
Sometimes. Do you have a favourite?
I like to say, Man City.
I'm a Man United girl.
Oh, you're
myself.
so you'd be Keith's favourite, is that right?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, you got you've got the FA Cup, so that was great. Is the coach going to stay?
I have no idea. I only really follow them because my granddad used to love them, so that's the only reason I don't really watch it.
And you would have jumped for joy this season. Another one in the bag. But Man City are due to face the Premier League in a legal battle over the organisation's commercial rules next week. So we were talking about the fact that Man City is still yet to go to court.
Yeah.
Well, they've front-footed it and they're taking the Premier League to court about the rules.
Right. It's all getting a bit messy, isn't it?
And so basically they must have thought, right, well, we've got 115 charges against us or what have you. We're going to front-foot it and we're going to say those rules aren't legal.
Right.
So whatever comes out of that decision could actually have an impact on the fact that the Premier League have charges against them.
Oh, dear.
So all charges might be wiped.
Oh, I have no doubt there will be.
So interesting, isn't it? So they must have found a few loopholes.
They will.
It's not legal.
I would dare say Manchester City will have very good lawyers.
There's no cap on that. England hold on to beat France 2-1, and the women's qualifies for the Euro competition. So that was 2-1 against France. So the Euro's coming up for the women. Do you keep an eye on that, or you'll just wait for the tournament to come along?
Yeah, I'll probably just wait and then have a few watch some of the games.
Outside of the Ferns, who do you like to watch?
I do like the Lionesses, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, or Matildas, Australia.
Oh, yeah,
Didn't they play? They played fantastic the last World Cup, didn't they? And Sam Kerr in that goal, that was incredible. They showed footage of this AFL team and sat down to watch it, and she scored that goal, and their changing room went ballistic, and there was drinks flying everywhere. It just captured the whole nation. So, but yeah, the Lionesses, it's been very enjoyable to watch them.
Yeah.
But
I know that they haven't qualified for the Olympics games, have they?
I missed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
right. Is that right?
Yeah, they've got a lot to go for the Euros then. But no, they haven't qualified for that, which bit upsetting. Would have loved to see them play in that.
Yeah. Mbappe joins Real Madrid. So Real Madrid win the European Championship and then sign Mbappe.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was always on the card, wasn't it?
How much money do these guys?
They're crazy.
I have no idea. You wouldn't even begin to hazard the guess, would you?
And what a team they're going to be. They're just absolutely formidable.
Yeah. Well, they always have been, haven't they? They've always been like the benchmark, haven't they, in European football throughout the years. So, yeah, Mbappe, another massive club, another massive wage packet, I would suggest. But
yeah. Well, I couldn't find the figure, but I'd imagine it'd be astronomical.
Oh, crazy, yeah. Crazy.
And the Euro's not far away for the men coming up as well. So June 15, lots of talk about the England side, obviously. And I watched a Netflix documentary on when they played the last final against Italy and just what happened outside the ground. So everyone just came down outside Wembley Stadium and filled the roads. They partied all day, absolute chaos, and then they tried to storm the ground and they got in. Some of them got in.
Yeah, I remember that.
They call it jibbing. They jibbed themselves in where
it was chaos. They were just the stewards were helpless and the police were pretty
and then they tried to lock the gates and they realised, well, no, we can't do that because they're going to crush everyone. So they opened the gates again. People were letting them through on fake tickets. They just end up beating the doors down to go in. Then after that, the organisers were saying, how are we going to get people out?
Yeah.
It was absolutely full. There was the police arrived a bit later on, but they finally got the crowd away from the entrances. But he said, the English organisers said, it got to the point where I was hoping that England would lose.
Yeah.
Because if we won, they'd all want to come inside the ground. It would be chaos.
Yeah.
They lost.
Who knows how many were in there because a lot of them didn't have tickets.
They did. They just forced their way in. And then they lost, and the mood completely changed, and everyone just walked away.
Yeah. Well, I've seen something on social media again at the cup final there with Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. And the Real Madrid Madrid fans did something very similar. There's footage of them just charging up the steps and just barging past.
Just barging in.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the same scale. But it was pretty bad.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen this time around, but they're going to have to sort something out. How you identify, because the people who actually had tickets, there was a couple of, they followed a father and daughter, Italian supporters, and they were just in fears for their life, because not only did they have to try and get through the crowd to get into the ground, they had to try and come out after. They didn't want to leave the ground. So
scary stuff.
I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Scary.
Yeah, mad. All right. Well, look, thank you very much. Jasmine Barney, thank you very much for coming in. Shannon Delany, thank you very much for coming in. It's fantastic to get some insight into what's happening with the Southern League women's side. You're going very, very well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we certainly wish you all the best for the rest of the season, that's for sure.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Neil.
Welcome. Euros, first game, Scotland, Germany.
Oh, yes.
So I'll be watching that from behind a couch somewhere. And
Speaking over.
Just lost Ben Dock. We've lost, we're just having a nightmare of a camp at the moment. So, but
well, we're going to go through the draw next week.
Yeah.
But 15th. So what day is that? Is that a Saturday? I think the 15th is a Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday morning, 7 a.m. maybe.
So we've got next week to go into great detail about the Scotland's tactics against Germany.
Yeah.
Germany aren't the same team,
Anything can happen in the
and
cup,
Scotland's been travelling pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just beat Gibraltar 2-0, but up until then we'd gone off a little bit, 6 losses, but Gibraltar, no world beaters.
No.
So I think we got another game coming up, and then we're into it.
Good stuff. All right. We'll look forward to that. Plenty to talk about. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and all the best for this weekend. That's it for another episode. My thanks to our venue sponsor, the Turf Hotel, our guests, Neil Connell and Jasmine Barney and Shannon Delany. Special thanks to Bays Joinery, our naming rights sponsor, and catch this and other podcasts on MBS Talk Nelson and our social media channels, Spotify, MBS Talk Nelson, and we'll see you again next week on the Bays Joinery Football Focus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.